Hey everyone, I wanted to do a video that I kind of got a couple requests on. Basically like a step-by-step a setup of how I do the penny stocks. So like from when I do my scanner, from when I look at it on a chart, and then when I do a quick fundamental analysis with my Seeking Alpha app. So basically three apps, all free to use. um, that I utilize. So I'm just gonna start with the Robinhood app real quick. So if I go into my history, uh, you see these two Queed uh, stocks right here, RXII and NAK. I basically scanned for these, and I'm gonna show you guys kind of what I did and like how I found out that I wanted to buy them. So let's start from the top. We'll go to the my penny stock scanner, which is right here. You could download any scanner. I'm sure it'll work. I just saw this one. I think it had like the most reviews at the time or something like that. So that's why I went with it. But first thing I do is I choose stocks under $5, and you have the different volume levels. I choose greater than 500,000, and the reason why is I kind of mentioned it in another video. If you're going to be trading penny stocks, you don't want to have a stock that has low volume. Volume meaning that people buying and selling. If it has low volume of people buying and selling, then the stock's not going to move. It's gonna move very slowly. So the higher volume, the better, because you get those big spike upticks. Now you'll get the downside as well to go up, down, up, down, up, down. But like if you try to plan it out, look at it on the chart, look for those catalysts and the fundamentals, you'll be able to make a good trade. And then I choose gainers. I don't choose losers because I don't short stocks. So I don't waste my time looking at penny stock losers. I look at penny stock gainers. So we'll go to that. Now and I always start at the bottom with the smallest gainers. And I kind of just run through these basically and try to find like which one catches my eye. On the far right in the green, you'll see the percent that they gained. And right next to that is the volume. So anything that's less than a million volume, like I don't even waste my time with. Like I just keep going through it. And like I'll start with BIOS for instance because it has a 4 million volume, and I'll look at the chart and see like, okay, is there anything in particular that stands out to me that I like or not? And then if I don't like that one, I'll move on to the next one. XGTI is the next one with 6 million volume. And this is already looks bad. It's just a flat graph. And I just kind of hunt through this list. Like you gotta look at the ones that you think are worth your time. I'm not gonna try to buy every single one of these. I'm just looking for something specific. So XXII, I believe is the one that I bought. Let me double check. No, RXII. Sorry, find that one real quick. Let me show you what I saw in it that made me want to buy, or I should say I have yet to buy, so it's a pending buy. Here it is, RX. So it's at 12 million volume at 7.14% game. So that kind of stood out to me. It's slightly under a buck, which I don't like. I would like it to be over a dollar, preferably above $2. But you see these two huge spikes right here? That kind of shows a sign in the history that this stock has ran before. It's had a big run up. And right now it's sitting kind of low, but I want to I'm interested in it, right? So now I'm going to go to my Robinhood app, and I'm going to go, to the home page. I'm going to search RXII, and I'm going to look at it. And before I make any judgments, I go all the way to 5 year because I want the whole picture. I want to see everything this stock has done as far back as possible. So you see these big run-ups. It looks like it had a sharp drop and it ran up. It came down and then it ran up. And then it came down and then it ran up. And then it had a slight run up and it's on a long way down. Now at its peak here, it's at $97. So I don't know what happened to this company, but now it's trading way down in the dollar range. So, and then I kind of just backpedal. I look at a 1 year chart, see how it's moved. Look at a 3 month chart, see how it's moved. 1 month, 1 week, all the way to 1 day. So I'm basically banking on this stock getting a slight bounce. When I say slight bounce, I'm not looking for anything, 20, 30%, like I'm just looking for a small gain because Robinhood, you're not going to pay a fee for buying and selling stocks. So no matter what, I get 100% return as long as the stock goes up. But typically, I saw this big jump up on the 12th and then up to the 13th and it came down. So I'm hoping there's some retracement and it'll bounce up a little bit again to try to come back to this higher point right here. But again, I mean it could continue down. I don't know. I'm just making these predictions on this one stock. And then if I want to follow it up further now, I'll go to my Seeking Alpha app. And I did a video for this one too if you guys want to check it out. And I'll go to my search and I'll do RXII. And then I'll kind of just like hunt through these articles and see if there's anything that stands out. And right off the top, actually, this first article is interesting. RXI Pharma up 25%. OPKO takes 5% stake. So the company bought a buy-in on it, so increased the shares or maybe had existing shares. I don't know, but they took a big stake in the company. So that tells me like they see something in the company that's possibly a catalyst for this to jump up even more and possibly make money. So if I'm reading this right, if I'm looking at the volume and it's good, I'm looking at the chart and it's showing that it's been able to run up before and it could possibly do it again. And then if I look at the fundamentals and I see that there's nothing really bad about it, there's not a whole lot of like um, negative articles on it or anything, like I'll go ahead with it. So that's why I bought into those shares. Now I saw one more. Let me double check my history. That's pending NAK, so it's another pending one. So basically same thing when I went back to my penny stock scanner, from the start, this thing came up, right? Went to it. I went to $5, went to 500,000 volume, and then penny stock gainers. And I just start going through them. The whole point of this scanner is to find the stocks, because you don't know, like people don't talk about penny stocks. They talk about Facebook, Apple, Google, Nike, Clorox, Disney, Netflix. They talk about big companies. They don't talk about these little penny stocks. So it's hard to find them. So you gotta get yourself a good scanner. This one's pretty good for me. It's been working for the most part. I'll probably look into better ones in the future. I don't want to just limit myself to one scanner, but I'll keep looking. But here's the NAK right here at 9% gain and at 6 million volume. So I'm gonna check this one out. Okay, so if just looking at this chart already, I'm excited. Like look at this run up right here. Like this stock was flat kind of like halfway and then just started gaining, gaining, gaining. So I'm really interested in this stock right now. So I'm gonna go back to Robinhood. I'm gonna look at that chart again. Like I said, and I'm gonna start all the way back from 5 year. I want to know as far back as possible. What's this chart done? So you see there is it's a steep, steep, steep decline, and then we for whatever reason just kind of leveled, and then out of nowhere start gaining, right? Like they're starting to gaining in this side over here. And you look at a 1 year chart, which is 940% increase. So like little things like that, like that's a huge increase for 1 year. Now it only went up $2.07 from way over here on this side, but that's still a 900% increase. So that's telling me like a lot of good signs. This looks good on a 3 month chart, a 1 month chart, 1 week chart, and a day chart. And now when I look at this, I like to look at the 1 week charts to kind of see where it traded in that week. I always look at where it was the lowest in the week. So it looks like around like a $1.96 right here, the lowest point. And then I kind of set that as my um, get out of the trade moment. Like if it goes below 196, I don't care my logic, I don't care my emotion. I care about anything. I get out of the trade. Don't get locked in a trade. Get out of it. If you're losing money, you lose a little bit of money. If I choose my buy-in to, let's say, be maybe right here on a pullback, because right now it's at 229 over here in the corner, right? I don't want to buy it at 229 because it's right here by the peak. I don't want to pay. I don't want to overpay for this stock. I'm gonna wait for a pullback, so I set up my buy-in to be at 220. Now, if it goes below 220 to like this next drop, like 217, I'll probably still hold it, and because it might bounce up off of that. But once it starts getting down to here, like 207 and all this down here, I'm getting out of it because this is way too low. Like, I'm just gonna consider this a loss and then move on. But if I go up from here, let's say I go up 10 cents or something like that, I'm gonna sell it, profit, and get out of it. So that's kind of just like the real basic strategy of how I do this. Now, again, uh, you don't got to use my scanner. There's other scanners there. I'm sure you could find one. You don't got to use Seek and Alpha. You could just straight up Google search any stock, like literally any stock, and find articles and information about it. You know, the advantage though of using Robinhood to trade and be your broker is you don't get charged fees. So if you buy a stock and it goes down and you sell it, yeah, you could beat yourself up that you lost a little bit of money, but you didn't also lose money with fees, you know? And if you bought that stock and gained money and you had a broker that paid a fee, that means when you bought that stock, you paid a fee. And when you sell that stock, you paid a fee. So you might have gained a little bit of money, but you probably might have lost all of it because you paid commissions. So just keep that in mind when you kind of use this simple setup. And I do this like on the go. I do this all from my cell phone. I don't. If I have my laptop or my computer near me and I can actually do more extensive research, of course I'm going to do that because I want the best trade possible I can get. But when I'm out on the go and I feel like making a trade or something, like I could do it all from my phone. So I just want you guys to understand that like a lot of this can be done from your phone. It's difficult at first learning all this stuff. It's difficult. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to be like the guys that say, oh, it's easy, you could do it too. Like, it's easy for them because they've been doing it for years, Not a lot of people have been doing it this long. So just try these strategies out. Let me know if it works. Leave a comment. I'm gonna try to make more of these videos. This came because somebody made a comment asking me, like what's my setup strategy that I use. So I'm trying to share that with you guys. So if you ask me another question, like show me another way how you do this, that, like I'll try to answer it. I'm gonna try to do the best I can to help you guys out. And then if you guys are traders out there and you have knowledge you can share with me, I mean by all means hit me with it, And if you want to help on my channel, hit like and subscribe. And I'll try to keep this thing going for you guys, alright? So enjoy the rest of your day.